Hanna Klein. I am 22. I'm an American studying at Hiroshima02 for 1 year. Thank you. I'm here to talk to you all about geology and my interest in dinosaurs and disasters. So I wrote down here that I'm very nerdy because I just started getting interested in geology recently, but it's quickly become something that I look into a lot, and it's not something that everybody does, so I feel kind of nerdy when I do it, but that's alright. Okay, so one of the first things that I started studying in geology was plate tectonics, and about how all the continents fit together like a big jigsaw puzzle. And one of the things that I like studying about plate tectonics is that it's constantly changing. You can see the change over millions of years in the placement of the continents. Earthquakes and volcanoes are two of my favorite disasters. And this diagram depicts kind of, how volcanoes form and also where earthquakes form and also kind of the relationship between them. Unfortunately, I don't have enough time to go into it, but it's really interesting. One of the things that geologists study is rocks, and this diagram depicts the rock cycle, about how magma changes into igneous rock, which then changes into sedimentary rock, which changes into metamorphic rock, which then goes back into magma. And it all gets recycled over and over again over millions of years. So you might be wondering, what does a geologist do? Geologists use rocks and fossils, and they analyze Earth's history in order to predict what might happen in Earth's future and how it will change and where these things could happen in the future. And that's important for where you develop cities and buildings and things like that. They also can study Earth's materials. Geologists know how to locate where metals and oil, natural gas and water and things like that are. And so it's important because we use these things every day. It's something that's a big field of geology. Geologists obviously also study Earth's history and looking at past climates and past life forms in order to understand how the Earth has changed and also what will happen in the future. Global warming is something that everybody is worried about now, and geologists have a good understanding of what could happen. One thing that I've been recently studying is paleontology. And paleontologists use fossils in order to look at past life forms. One of the things that they do is by using biostratigraphy, using fossils that are in the Earth's layers to see when these things started living and when they died and things like that. Dinosaurs, something that everybody kind of has a little bit of interest in. I really like dinosaurs. This picture is of Cretaceous period Earth, and I don't actually know if it looked like that. It's kind of busy looking. But so what is a dinosaur? Dinosaurs are prehistoric reptiles, and they lived on the Earth for 135 million years, which is pretty incredible. Human life forms have only been around for 4 million years. Dinosaurs, unfortunately, went extinct 65 million years ago, so all we have now are fossils. You might be wondering what makes a dinosaur, and the main factor is leg posture. If you look at the sprawling bone posture, that's kind of like a crocodile or like a turtle, but dinosaurs stood erect, like their legs were beneath them, like mammals and things like that. And the other one's something else. There are two main groups of dinosaurs, Ornithians and Saurischians. You can tell them apart by their hip bone structure. And so this is the Ornithian class, and those are the hip bone structure. All of the Ornithians had beaks, and they were also herbivores. Here's two examples of popular Ornithians. And Saurischians, their bone structure is known as lizard hitch. Ornithians were known as bird hitch, but this is kind of misleading because actually Saurischians turned into birds. They evolved into birds later on. It's kind of a misnomer. But Saurischians were a mixture of carnivores and herbivores, and like I said, they evolved into birds. I like the fact that dinosaurs evolved into birds a lot. Archaeopteryx, that's this one, is known as the first bird, and this is a transitional fossil because you can see that it has a tail and teeth and claws and everything, but it also has feathers. So it's, transition from dinosaur into bird. One of the things that has occurred recently is the dinosaur renaissance. Started in the 1960s, and that's because new discoveries and new methods of research evolved. So people's thoughts of how dinosaurs lived and what they did and how they looked like changed a lot from that into that. Robert T. Bacher is my favorite paleontologist. This guy is really cool. He's kind of known as the Lady Gaga of paleontology because he does things really crazy and different. But his specialty is the behavior of dinosaurs, which is pretty amazing to think about because we only have footprint fossils and stuff.
Sorry.
Oh.
A disaster.
Okay, so this is interesting. Interesting fact is that in 2007, scientists confirmed that the T-Rex's closest living relative was a chicken. So when you go and order chicken nuggets at McDonald's, you're having T-Rex. So geology in my future. I recently discovered, this passion, and I don't really know where it's going to take me. But the reason I love studying geology is that because since I've studied, I've noticed, different things. When I look out my window, I see mountains differently. I see earthquakes differently than I did, and also birds. I see dinosaurs everywhere. So in conclusion, geology, it's been changing over Earth's history for millions and millions of years, but it's also important to understand what happened in the past in order to see what could happen in the future. Also, dinosaurs are really great, and birds are dinosaurs, and I would love to be like Robert Bacher one day. Thank you.